It's Monday. You know what that means. Starting your work week off the right way, the only way. As I know they have Super Tuesday tomorrow, but it's Mega Monday here on the Flex On Podcast, episode 430. Can you believe it? We are back again as we talk about history made in women's college basketball with Caitlin Clark and in the NBA with LeBron James. We talk about the NFL big headlines as a major quarterback is cut, an offensive lineman retires, and a wide receiver gets paid. Plus, we recap the combine and the major storylines, who hurt and who helped themselves out in Indy. Of course, we get goofy with Cavante as well. It's the Flex On, episode 430. You know the vibes. Go ahead, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button and make sure you hit that bell. Episode 430, brand new episode coming to you right now here on the Flex On. Keeping you on the edge of your seat more than that good old Super Tuesday that'll be taking place tomorrow between those good old goofy Rebloodicans. It is the Flex On Podcast, episode 430. Yes, 430 episodes. We made it 10 years of the Flex On Podcast, the only place fellas give you sports how you want it.
When you need it.
Episode 430. You already know. NFL Combine recap. NFL headlines, a lot to talk about as the free agency tag is almost here, and the new league year is a little bit over a week away as we had a major release, a signing, and a retirement all in the same day. We also got a recap, as I mentioned, history in both women's and men's NBA basketball as well. But make sure if you guys are in the chat right now, hit the like button. I see everybody in here. Appreciate all the love. Appreciate all the love all weekend on any of our platforms. If not over on the YouTube, go to the Flex On Podcast. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. Let us know your thoughts on the weekend that was in the world of sports. FlexZone1@gmail.com. Guest ideas, want to be part of the show. Twitter, Instagram, the FlexZone1, and the Flex Zone Podcast on TikTok. Throw your ones up, acknowledge the head of the sports podcast table, and of course, donate via that Cash App, the Flex Zone 1. Enough about me, God's favorite host here. More about me a little bit later, but this next man, he had a good weekend. He was doing what he does best yesterday. He was eating on some meat.
No bread, no water, just meat.
Finish him, Daddy.
That's what I did to that steak yesterday.
Still funny.
I did to that steak yesterday. I finished it. But yeah, man, it was a pretty good weekend. Definitely got to see the legend Sting go out on top last night. Beautiful. I'll recap that a little bit later, but it's just a pleasure to be back. Glad to see everybody in the chat. You know, like Byron said, hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done it already. And can't wait to get this show started, baby.
Next man is the voice of reason. He is the captain of the goofy ship. He is the co-founder along with one other man who we'll get to in a second. He is Cavante. Hey,
Haters can't stand us. Left hand up. Commanders. We fight for RDC. Who are we? The Commanders. Oh, gosh. Something wrong here.
Y'all not done yet?
Well,
y'all
now
still
that's
playing.
goofy.
Y'all not done? Y'all not done with this? Hey,
I'm about to
listen,
go
man.
rob something. Y'all know me. I'm dangerous.
All right, I'm done.
Get a little zesty,
I'm tired of it, yo. I am tired of it. But, man, we are hitting it out the park with these soundbites. Mark, it ain't that funny, brother. It ain't that funny. But we here another evening, another Monday evening in the man cave. I'm ready to get it started. I'm ready to get it going. Let's do this.
This next man is the tribal chief. He is the head of the Flex Zone table. He's the Flex Zone Messiah, the co-founder, along with Cravante, who you just heard from. He is the one and only Mr. Morgan State University, Mr. Balsall Hall University, pride of the East Side, the savior of misbehavior. He is the one, the only Drizzy Dre. And when you see him sitting at the head of the table, make sure.
Acknowledge me.
What's good, everybody, man? Each and every week, you already know this is my favorite thing to do. I always look forward to Mondays with the fellas, man. Great weekend I had, celebrating with the boy AJ. So, more good stuff to come this month for Women's History Month.
Yes, as we kick off Women's History Month. And big shout out to our good brother, good friend of the program, AJ. We start with big news in the world of women's college basketball as well as we transition to the NBA as well, as it happened within the same weekend as both Caitlin Clark and LeBron James make history. Let's start with Caitlin Clark as she passes Pete Maravich on the all-time NCAA scoring list. She becomes the NCAA's all-time scoring leader on Sunday. As she closes out her final season with the Hawkeyes and a game against Ohio State, Clark did declare for the WNBA draft as well. She was 17 points shy of the record, and she passed the record which stood since 1970 with a free throw at the end of the first half. She showed no reaction, but she was surrounded by a loud crowd who seemed to already know what the deal was. 4 days ago, she passed Lynette Wood's 3,649 points for the women's record set in Kansas from 1977 to 1981 before the NCAA recognized the women's sport. I just wanted to point this out as well, talking about her impact on the game. Ticket prices for the record-setting game against Ohio State skyrocketed as people wanted to watch the record historic moment, as the average ticket was $598, and four-time NBA champion Maya Moore, rapper Travis Scott Rides, who you showed me, was there as well. And even your good boy, President Biden, chimed in to give Caitlin Clark her props as well. Dre, you had it on the rundown. You pointed out it is Women's History Month. Caitlin Clark, the most points in NCAA history.
I mean, she's proven herself as definitely one of the greatest college basketball players of all time, arguably the greatest college basketball player of all time. What she's been able to do for the sport, the impact, especially for women, I mean, it's just unfathomable. We've seen, last year with her and Angel Reese, and then taking it up a notch even this year. So if Caitlin Clark can get the job done, I don't know how far she'll be able to go with the way this South Carolina team is going, but um, man, the way that she's been doing it this year, up in her game, carrying this Iowa team, and this what's the impact that she's just made for women moving forward. Hats off to her. So if she can get the job done, honestly speaking, this will probably be like the greatest feat. And then when she even makes it to the pros, I mean, I can already imagine what she's going to do for the WNBA. But there's nothing more that she needs to prove on the collegiate level. She's done everything possible. And to me, like I said, one of the greatest college basketball players that we have ever seen. And I'm curious to see what she does once March Madness comes. But as far as her regular season, she's right up there. To me, I think about her impact like um, similar to kind of like a Christian Leitner, like somebody that's just been there this entire time. They've been having the longevity and what they've done as far as college sports, but she's not hated like Christian Leitner, though. But he's just a beloved figure and somebody that it's like must see TV, and we need more of that for college basketball, because college football we've seen that they've been kind of like really on the up, and in college basketball has kind of been somewhat of a downward trend because of the one and done rule. But I think the saving grace, honestly, for college basketball has been the women as compared to the men.
Cravante, she averages 32.2 points a game. How you feel about Caitlin Clark? And can she get it done this season? Like Dre said, it's not going to be easy.
So I will agree with Dre on his last point. Between her, Angel Reese, and the LSU girls, what Dawn Staley is doing, with South Carolina. Those combination of things are keeping women's college basketball, and hell, dare I say college basketball in general, alive. And she is her range is literally limitless. Like the shot she made to break the record for the I'm going to say WNBA, the women's college basketball all-time list. She was like 2 feet inside, half court. Like you just knew, like, one, she's going to take the shot, and two, is going to be far. Like she has her danger rises as soon as she passes half court, which reminds us of Stephen Curry. Just the rank, she's so deadly from wherever. Like she needs to be picked up, as soon as she crosses. Don't even let her cross half court because she might pull from there. She's proven to be one of the greatest college basketball players ever, and that's men, women, period. Just because her impact is crazy right now. Like Iowa basketball, women's basketball, she has a rivalry kind of with LSU. Right. So I was literally just saying about the rivalry. That's what sports is built off of. And and that's how they make money. Rivalries, like back in the days we had Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Patrick Ewing, everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like there was something that we could gravitate to, and lo and behold, not lo and behold, but when we had teams, if it wasn't players, it was teams. Duke and North Carolina don't look the same. Now, granted, they lost some legendary coaches, but they don't look the same. So now we got to gravitate to players, and in the men's side, it's like I really don't know anybody for real. And Caitlin Clark is a huge part of why I want to say WNBA because she will be there soon, but why college basketball for women is really at its all-time high right now because their viewership is killing the men's viewership. And I wonder if that will remain the same for the tournament. Now that is obviously yet to be determined, but it's going to be fun to watch, and I think there will be way more eyes on the women's bracket than recent years and recent memory. But for sure, she's definitely one of I don't know about saying she's the best, but she for damn sure is up there. She's staking her claim right now.
And right now, they got her projected to go number one to the Indiana Fever.
Obviously,
Who had the number one pick last year with Aaliyah Boston from South Carolina, so they'll have two of the last two number one picks.
So I mean, honestly, you get Boston down there in the paint, and then you got that assassin out there shooting them that way. They're gonna be on their way.
Raj, how you feel about this, Caitlin Clark?
I mean, congrats to her. I'm happy that she got the record. She's been playing her ass off these last 4 years. She's gonna forego her 5th year because she was a part of that 2020 thing where you were able to get a 5th year if you was, that whole COVID thing. But anyway, I want to say this. It is not to knock her at all, but I think that the reason why the record has stood so long for since 1970 is because the men usually either go earlier, like maybe after their 2nd or 3rd year back then to the NBA, and not stay all 4 years like they used to do way back in the day. But I don't know. I just think the game is a lot softer. It's not as rugged, men or women, basketball. That's another factor as well. And a lot of the great players as of today don't even be in college basketball. They're usually in the G League. A lot of G League players are top picks in the NBA draft. So, but that's not to knock her. Like I said before, she's a great player. She's a great shooter, and I respect what she brings to the game. And she's going to do fantastic in the WNBA when she makes it to the next level. I expect to see her probably, challenge Steph Curry at the NBA All-Star game, which will be very fun to watch. But yeah, man, I'm glad she broke the record. Somebody needed to break it. Pistol Pete has been gone for a very long time, um, and I'm just glad that she did it. So shout out to her. Let's see what she does in the tournament coming up. But yeah, man, it's a great accomplishment that she can put on her record.
Yes, Caitlin Clark is the all-time leading scorer in NCAA Division One basketball. The all-time leading scorer in the NBA, we already know, Dre. It is LeBron James, or as you like to call him, GOAT James. He surpasses 40,000 points real quick. LeBron scored 40,000 points on Saturday as the Lakers actually end up losing to the Denver Nuggets, who seem to own them. But he was needing just how many points did he need coming into the game? He pretty much came into the game needing 9 points to reach the mark. He got the mark with the driving layup in the 10:39 mark of the second quarter. He finished with 26 points, putting his career total at 40,017 points. Dre, I mean, at this point, he's just adding to his lead that's never going to be broken.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's just pushing the record further and further down. 40,000 is an incredible feat. I wonder, though, are they going to keep having celebrations after every milestone, like at 45, 50? Are we going to keep doing
That's
it?
annoying.
Yeah,
That's annoying.
I'm like, all right, it's cool for 40,000 because we never seen it, but I don't think we need to keep doing it every time it happens. But I mean, shout out to LeBron James for continuing to make history and solidifying himself as the greatest basketball player that we have ever seen. Because I mean, 40. First of all, we didn't think that Kareem record would be broken, but then now you're topping it with 40,000 points. At this point, like I said, he's just stamping his name as the GOAT. Hopefully, along with this Laker Nation, we can finally get another championship
Oh,
added
stop being
before
absurd.
Boston.
Stop being absurd.
Before
Stop being
Boston
absurd.
gets another
Stop being
championship,
absurd.
because Laker Nation, we set the standard, we are the tone, and we know what it is when it comes to the NBA. We are the league.
Nope. Stop being absurd.
Laker Nation, stand up.
Stop being absurd.
Cavante?
He's being absurd. Absolutely, he's being absurd.
Why? Because they beat somebody by 52. That happens. So what?
Nobody cares. They're the best team in the East right now. So they will be very much closer to getting a championship than the Lakers will be.
We'll see what happens with the playoffs.
It was the same thing that happened last year. The same thing that happened last year.
Boo,
But this is not about the Lakers. This is about LeBron James reaching a milestone that has never been reached in NBA professional, basketball history. This is because he's still playing. I think this record is going to stand longer than Kareem's record and even longer than Wilt's record, because I want to say it was about 3 decades for both of them. They both records stood before the next one got broken for about 30 years. This might it's going to be another 30 plus years if ever that somebody's going to break this record, because there is so many factors that have gone into LeBron being able to make it this far. One, he's never been significantly hurt ever. He's averaged pretty much 27, 7 and 7, for his entire career. Did I mention he's never been hurt? Also with the 3-point shot, I don't know if y'all noticed, but a lot of people are hitting their career highs this year, in particular, because they are perfecting their craft as 3-point shooters, whether they're big men or guards. So the record, it's not in danger anytime soon, but just how the game is progressing. I mean, just look at the All-Star game. We had pretty much damn near 400 points in the All-Star game. And Byron, for our good betting people, the overs for these NBA games have been at an all-time high. That's because guys are putting the ball in the hoop at a insane rate, and they're shooting a lot of shots from long distance. So it's just points on top of points on top of points. And LeBron James has been he's been a part of, several different areas. He caught the tail end of the smack you in the face, no real flagrant foul error. Then it progressively got softer and softer and softer. And this is the result of it. But also, I can't emphasize enough how much it means that he has not had a significant injury and he's been playing at a high level. Even though you could see that he's starting to slow down, he's not the same, but he's still top 15, top 10 easily out of everybody right
Top
now.
5.
Anybody. Anyway, even though he's really not in his prime right now, he's playing much better than most people's prime. You know what I'm saying? And he's playing longer. And he's still very much effective for this Lakers franchise that won't be winning a championship anytime soon.
Go ahead, Raj. I know you agree with that.
Man, you just want to show your ass in front of all these wonderful people here on YouTube and Facebook. You just want to show off. You want to show your ass, don't you? Put that damn camera on me real quick, Byron. I just want to say this. I am very happy that LeBron James got 40,000 points. He's earned it. He's played a very, very long career. I have nothing negative to say about him or his game. But like Cravante said, the league has gotten softer and softer and softer since he's been in the league, since 2003. And if you breathe on a basketball player nowadays, it's a foul or a technical foul. But I will give that, his longevity of not getting hurt, of being able to adapt his game, from shooting from the 3-point line and hitting free throws and, just doing everything that he possibly could do to stay on the court has helped in his favor, worked in his favor as well. This has nothing to do with the Lakers in general. It just has to do with him being on the court and, keeping his body right, and also keeping up, his stamina and staying out of trouble, of course. That also helps.
That's another one.
Staying out of trouble, staying away from the wrong people, not getting into a lot of beefs or, just spats online and not getting suspended, None of that stuff. LeBron James, he did everything the correct way, the right way, and he set an example. And he's blessed to still, be in great shape, still have great athletic ability, and still can play basketball at the highest level at 39 years old. So, I mean, when you do these type of things and you evolve your game, you should be able to at least, get to the points that he's gotten to. So I'm very proud of him. I'm very happy for him. And hopefully, he goes out the way he wants to go out. But yeah, man, that Wilt Chamberlain picture, that Stephen A. Smith type picture, I'm done with that. Please, no more. We don't need to see, even when you retire, I don't want to see you hold up a picture of how many points that you scored. No, that's it. No more. Let's do away with that. This is 2024, by the way. This ain't 19. What was it? When Will scored 100? 1962. This ain't 1962. All right.
So you don't like these?
No.
And also, he got the record on March 2nd, the same day Wilt Chamberlain got his record, except obviously in 1962, but same day.
Interesting. Sure, that was planned. Anyway.
Yes, look, as Byron would say, I was there in the building when I
Yep, you and D.
Hey,
real quick, looking at this all-time list of scoring, I just wanted to point out the next active player is Kevin Durant. I had pulled it up. It is KD, and I'll even show you guys here.
Right.
Um,
Nowhere
yeah,
near.
that this record ain't being broken no time soon because outside of LeBron,
But now to the point, Mark just said something. Guys are not playing that many minutes anymore either.
nope.
Byron,
Yeah.
Byron, that is so small. I can't see a damn thing.
It's okay.
I can't see shit. There you go. There you go. Blow it up. Blow it up. There you go.
Yes, I mean, we
Hey
got
yo,
little eyes
I'm trying to do like this.
yeah, we got LeBron. We got LeBron at one. We know we passed Kareem. We got Karl Malone, Kobe, Jordan. That's your top 5. Next active player is KD at number 9. He hasn't even hit 40,000 points yet. Then
I mean,
after
30.
that,
I mean, 30,000 points.
30. He's not gonna hit 40.
Yeah, 30. Yeah, he had 30. You're right. Then you got all the way down. I think what's this? 21. James Harden. He ain't doing it. He ain't got too much longer in the tank. Westbrook ain't doing it. He almost done. And then you got Steph who ain't doing it because he's not too far behind LeBron.
Right. So, I mean, a lot of those guys have gotten hurt and have major injuries, especially KD.
Exactly.
So,
have missed significant time.
the only person that might can come close to LeBron, who's active right now, if he stays healthy, is Luka Doncic. If he can stay healthy and continue to keep doing what he's doing, and I think he might have a chance of maybe getting there. Maybe. But other than that, all these other players have been hurt, have been sitting out games, and have been doing a lot of goofy things. So I don't see them ever eclipsing 40,000 points. That's never going to happen.
Well, let us know in the comment section. Let me know, guys, in the chat, how you feeling about LeBron James. 40,000 points. Caitlin Clark, all-time leading scorer in NCAA history. I want to get to some NFL as we transition a little bit. I know Dre's moving around, but we did have a retirement today as Jason Kelce retired from the NFL. Raj, he was over there crying. He called it a career. Looked like this was the move after his team was eliminated from the playoffs. Now he can do his podcast with his brother.
And if he wants to be in the Hangover movie, he can definitely do that as well, because he definitely looked like one of the Hangover characters. But it's neither here nor there. Congrats to him, man. Had a very productive, long career with the Eagles. Has a championship ring. You know what I'm saying? I think he started his last 165 games with them to end his career. You know, and we don't usually talk about centers being great or having extremely great careers, but Jason Kelce has had a great career. He's a champion. Will be a Hall of Famer, I believe so. And he earned it, man. He earned it, his time to get in the NFL, and he earned his time to leave on the right note. And he's leaving healthy. He's leaving with his mind intact. Him and his brother have a great podcast together. I mean, I can't even front. Even when they whooped our ass, I watched them. I listened to them. Had a lot of great insight. And Jason Kelce just seems like one of those dudes, man, that could be in media one day if he really decides to be. But yeah, man, he had a great career with the Eagles, and he's going to be missed with the Eagles. I'm pretty sure he's definitely going to be missed. But congrats to him, man. A long career, and he had a great career.
Yes, he is a 6th-round draft pick in 2011. Played his entire 13-year career with the Philadelphia Eagles. 7-time Pro Bowler, 6-time All-Pro, and he is the only center since the 1970 merger who has won a Super Bowl and earned first-team All-Pro 6 times as well. 5th center in the NFL history with at least 6 Pro Bowl selections. The 4 other ones, Jim Otto, Bulldog Turner, Dermontti Dawson, and Jim Ringo, are all Hall of Famers. And it looks like that's where Kelce is headed as well, Cravante.
All-time great lineman, all-time great center. Like Raj says, it's not we don't come across many of these guys, and we don't come across many of these guys that we say are great or all-time great. And he has been that for the Philadelphia Eagles. It's I'm sure you can't find a handful of guys that have anything negative to say about Jason Kelce. All around nice guy, family man. Great family. I'm sure he probably feels kind of weird with. He probably feels kind of weird that Taylor Swift is kind of diet in his family, or so we think. But he is a cool guy. You could tell he's a fun guy, and he legit loved playing football. He made playing the center position kind of cool. It's like, dang, those type of guys are playing that position and they're playing at a high level. Like, yeah, they can. That he made playing lineman cool because he was part of arguably, I don't even know if it's arguably anymore, but the best offensive line, at least the past 3 years the Eagles have had, along with Lane Johnson. But he was definitely the anchor. Dare I say, one of the anchors in that Eagles defense that also led to
the tush
the best,
push.
the also to the best rushing attack for top, at least top 5, top 3 the past 3 years or so. And the Eagles have a huge hole to fill at center, but that's how a true center's career is supposed to go. Not necessarily that it's Hall of Fame ish. We all would like to have a Hall of Fame center at one point or another, but he started in the NFL and he played just about every single game, and 6 times he was arguably the best guy. No matter what conference or division you go to, he the 6-time All-Pro, and countless Pro Bowl. Is just the epitome of consistency, which is what we all want, especially my goddamn Commanders as an offensive lineman. But we had to deal with him for the better part of
13 years.
I can't. I'm loving to see him go. Let me say that. But I'm glad he called it a career, Rod. Just like you said, he has his mind, most importantly, still intact, so he'll be able to walk away, under his own on his own free will and all that good stuff, and he could go on to the next stage of his life, or he could just do the podcast with his brother and be a family man, which I'm sure he wouldn't mind doing either. So. Great career for Mr. Jason Kelce, and in the next 5 years, we'll see him in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, Jason Kelce, wonderful career, definitely an All-Pro. I thought he would get out of Philly and somehow join his brother in Kansas City for one more year, but Chiefs don't need a center. They got Creed Humphrey Cavante, so there goes that one.
Indeed, they do.
Let's get to one of the big news stories of the day. Kind of came out a little bit later this afternoon before the evening, as we have the Broncos, which we all saw coming, announced they would release Russell Wilson. The Russell Wilson era in Denver is over just after 2 seasons. They informed they will release the veteran quarterback on Monday after the start of the new league year, March 13th. On behalf of the Broncos, we thank Russell for his contributions and dedication to our team and community while wishing him the best as he continues his career, General Manager George Patton and Coach Sean Payton said in a joint statement. Now, as a result of parting ways with Russell, Denver will eat $39 million but avoid a $37 million guaranteed trigger for the 2025 season that would have taken effect this month. But the Broncos still will take on $85 million in total dead salary over the next 2 years because they released Russell Wilson, the largest dead cap hit history in NFL history. So Russell Wilson was benched this year for Jared Stidham, so he didn't get hurt, and his contract wouldn't be fully guaranteed as well. They got him in that blockbuster trade in 2022. They sent 5 draft picks, including 2 first-rounders, 3 players, to the Seahawks and signed him to a 5-year, $242.6 million contract. Wilson is now 35 years old, entering his 13th season as well. He does remain The only player in NFL history with at least 40,000 passing yards and 5,000 rush yards. Cravante, a lot to unpack there, a lot of money, a lot of dead money, and a quarterback on the market for someone.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot to unpack. But nobody here on this panel or anybody who follows football or Broncos fan or what have you can say that they're surprised at this. Uh, we saw how the turmoil started brewing when Sean Payton arrived. Sean Payton was on BS when once he got there. Was that Hunnits? Is that Russ' house? Is that Russell Wilson's house? Word, because you got to pay him. You got to pay him all that money. You got to pay him. But Sean Payton came on some BS from the beginning, talking all that trash, and y'all remember when he's talking all that trash in the offseason about the previous coach Nathaniel Hackett, who's now the OC in New York. He did not start off on a good foot, and it got worse as the season started. As the season started progressing, they got a 70 burger put on them. Him and Russ was having not like I can't even say him and Russ. He was yelling at Russ on the sidelines, and it was just like, this is I don't know. Oh shoot. I don't know if this is gonna work out. And Sean Payton has made it clear that Russ is not my guy. And obvious because he didn't draft him. Hell, even this ownership group didn't really have anything to do with that Russell Wilson trade. So it's unfortunate that's what they inherited. And this was the inevitable. It's just the only thing that we had to figure out was how much are they gonna have to eat? How much dead cap money are they gonna have to eat? And it seemed like the magic number is 85. Because of Byron, you saying that compensation is wild to me. Is that Let's Ride? Is that the Let's Ride? Is that what Russell Wilson was riding? He said, "Let's ride." That's what they was riding. Now, granted, Russell Wilson, he regressed. If you follow football in any way, shape, or form, you would know that Russell Wilson not even gradually regressed. It's like he almost fell off a mountain. In his regression from Seattle to Denver, and Sean Payne comes in, all this rah rah rah. Russ is not the type of guy. He's not the type of guy to go back and forth. You know that. And yep, let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride. So we saw this coming. I'm actually happy for us. One, because he had a wild player-friendly deal. Like, his agent deserves some praise for one, and also Seattle for fleecing the Broncos out of this deal. They deserve a lot of praise because, again, Byron, you going on that conversation, you said players and picks. So, and Russell Wilson getting all this guaranteed money. That's why I think Russ at the end of the day was like, you gotta still pay me. I don't care what you do, you gotta pay me. And now he's gonna play football next year for a team and still get paid by the Broncos and get paid by his new employer, which is the dream, ain't it right, Raj? It's got to be the dream.
It's always the dream, but this is the thing, man. I always said this. He should have never have left Seattle. I thought he was a product of Pete Carroll's system. Not to say he's not a great quarterback, because I think he is a great quarterback. But I just think that he was a product of Pete Carroll's system. And after he left to go to Nathaniel Hackett's offense with the Broncos, he just never looked right. He never looked the same. And then you have Sean Payton, who is a great coach when he was with the Saints, with Drew Brees. I don't know if they thought this was going to be a match made in heaven. It was more so a match made in hell because Russell Wilson is not Drew Brees when it comes to throwing the football. Let's not get it twisted. But it's just that it was never a good fit to begin with. Like you said, he came like you said, whatchamacallit came in there on some BS, which he did, Sean Payton. And it just, I think, to be honest with you, if he doesn't get the right quarterback next year or the year after that, that's if he's there for 2 more years, you can get rid of him now because that's a lot of dead money to get rid of Russell Wilson. That is a ton of dead money. I don't know how you're going to be able to build a team around that. Good luck with that. You're going to be cutting people left and right. But yeah, man, the Broncos are in a bad way. They're going to be in a bad way for a good while. So to be honest with you, they should have just stuck with Russell at least 1 more year. But now that they cut him with 2 more years left with that high ass salary cap, I would hate to be a Broncos fan right now. I would hate to be one, but it is what it is. Godspeed to Russell Wilson. He will find another job in the NFL because he wasn't horrible last season. Let's be real. He wasn't
last
horrible.
season was significantly better than the 22
previous
season.
One. Yeah,
yeah,
better than the 2022 season. But like I said, it wasn't all his fault. Definitely, his defense let him down a lot of times as well. And yeah, man, it was just a goofy situation to be in, but he'll bounce back.
Now, Mark, with those stats, that's not how we know Russell Wilson. We know Russell Wilson for him being able to escape out of the pocket and make throws down the field, which he did not seem to be able to do well at all. Now, granted, we could talk about the receiving core or offensive line or defense, what have you, but he did not look the same. Because I'm an eye test guy. I'm not a numbers guy. I'm an eye test. He did not look the same, and that's just a fact of the matter. And I think he probably was a product of the system, but also Nathaniel Hackett wasn't great. So
he's a product of Aaron Rodgers.
Also,
well, let's play a little fun game. Where does Russell Wilson? Where does Russell Wilson end up? The Broncos, by the way, Cravante and Roger, have the number 12 pick in the draft. Just a heads up of teams that may need quarterbacks who draft before them. Bears at 1, of course, we know about that. Washington Commanders, Cravante at 2. New England Patriots at 3. We have the New York Giants at 6, our wild card, everyone. Keeping track. The Atlanta Falcons at number 8. The Bears again at number 9. The Vikings at 11. And then 12 are the Broncos. So those are 5 teams I named at least in front of the Broncos. I guess they're going to go quarterback, but at 12, you're getting who? I mean, the 4th or 5th best guy.
I think JJ is up Sean Payton's alley, but he's not great in my opinion. I don't think he's going to move the needle. He's a very good. He's a game manager. He's a game manager with not much potential to be a game changer. And I think that's right around. I think he'll be available because I think after the first 3 quarterbacks go, I think it's going to be a drop off. The Falcons will have the opportunity to draft somebody, but I don't think they will. I think they need to try shoot to get Justin Fields. You know what I'm saying? And I think at 12 with Sean Payton, I think JJ McCarthy is around Sean Payton's alley. Maybe Bo Nix, but I'm not a fan of Bo Nix. If you ask me, but Sean Payton is he looks like a Sean Payton type of guy. Yes, I like Penix. I do like Penix. I'm not sure if Sean Payton does. And the only thing I'm going off of is what he's done previously. The type of quarterback, well, really all we know is Drew Brees. And there's nobody like Drew Brees in this draft, but I think JJ McCarthy probably is the close. closest.
I like Penix over McCarthy, but we'll see if
I like
plays
Penix.
well.
I already said I like Penix after the top 3.
Where do you think Russell Wilson goes, real quick, Avante? We got teams like the Vikings. We got teams like the Raiders in his own division, the Falcons, the Patriots. I mean, who the Saints might. I don't know. It's a lot of teams that could be
Pittsburgh,
reported. Seattle. Well,
you know,
yeah.
Pittsburgh. I think he has to be very strategic about where he goes. He needs to go somewhere that has a good offensive line. Because he's a little long in the tooth, and he really Russell Wilson's small, so he's probably going to have to move around a little bit to see. So he's going to need an offensive line that can protect him, but that can also move the pocket. I don't think that's in Pittsburgh. Maybe the Vikings, maybe the Vikings, just because of the Vikings and the Kirk Cousins thing. I don't think Kirk Cousins is coming back, which means the Vikings will be in need of a quarterback services. Now, like I said, after the top 3 quarterbacks, I think it's a nice little fall off. So would the Vikings go quarterback 11? I think that'll probably be a reach. I think even JJ at 12 is a reach. But I'm just saying that that's the type of guy that I think Sean Payton would like to work with. But at 11, I don't think so. I think you try to do what you can with Russell Wilson in Minnesota. That is because I don't really see a good fit. I honestly don't see a good fit anywhere really, but he's a still serviceable quarterback, so he's going to go somewhere. My guess is Minnesota.
Raj, how you feeling?
If I had to pick a team, man, it probably would be Pittsburgh because one, they have the head coach, Mike Tomlin, who's the Super Bowl champion, who's used to veterans like a Ben Roethlisberger. Is their offensive line great? No, but I just think he can probably get the best out of Russell Wilson. I think that would be a great situation for him. And if I had a backup, maybe a team like the Vikings would be a good team, a good choice for him as well. But like Avante said, he is long in the tooth. He doesn't have that much longer left in the league, so he has to be very specific of which team he goes to. Which team needs a quarterback that's ready-made to make a playoff run and hopefully win a Super Bowl. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to go, not in the day, week 1 or week 2 of the free agency. He's going to scale down the teams that, need a quarterback, and he'll pick and choose which spot to go to.
But so also, another reason why I wouldn't say Pittsburgh, ain't nobody trying to see the Ravens twice, Bengals twice, Browns twice. Like, come on, bro. And on top, like I said, the offensive line is not good, and you're going up against some teams that are some heavy hitters. I think if you go to Minnesota, the NFC North is still pretty open. Like the Lions have come up, even the Packers have come up, but for the most part, still pretty open.
I also look at it this way: if they don't get, if the Steelers don't get Justin Fields in a trade, they're going to need a veteran quarterback. I mean, because I believe they got rid of Mitchell Trubisky; he's out of there. Mason Rudolph, I think, is a free agent. So the only person that's left on the roster is Kenny Pickett. He's been a starter. He's been decent, but and the funny thing is, the Steelers are always in the mix there, and they were a playoff team. They were a playoff team last year without a quarterback.
You're right.
So if they add a quarterback like a Russell Wilson, who has championship experience, who's been to 2 Super Bowls, I mean, it's a no-brainer. But we'll see what happens. We got to see what the Bears do with Justin Fields, and if he stays with the Bears, if he goes somewhere else, I expect the Steelers to make a move at quarterback via free agency or whatever.
Boy, Russ, stay out that AFC. Stay out that AFC.
Yeah, I think the Justin Fields dynamic is the first domino to possibly fall with him potentially being traded. We'll see what happens kind of after that. But also, can't forget about our boy Mike Evans. He did receive a new contract. He's not going anywhere from Tampa. He resigns to a 2-year, $52 million contract with $35 million in guaranteed. He was set to enter free agency, but now he will potentially finish his career a Buccaneer for life. $26 million per year, the largest for a wide receiver this old on his third contract. It's front loaded with $29 million of the 44 due at signing. Mike Evans has been a model of consistency in each year as well. He has he had tied for the league with 13 receiving touchdowns, and he reached 1,000 yards for the 10th straight season, an NFL record, and one shy of tying Hall of Fame Jerry Rice for the most 1,000-yard seasons. Raj, Mike Evans, I mean, the Buccaneers did the right thing here.
Yeah, they did the right thing. I've been listening to a couple podcasts. I know the one that can show he wanted him so bad. He wanted Mike Evans to be a Raven so bad. I was like, bro, he's never coming here. But it's neither here nor there. I mean, I knew he was gonna go back. I had a feeling he was gonna go back to the Buccaneers only because he's their best receiver ever in that whole franchise's history. He's been consistently been putting up 1,000-yard seasons every year since he's been in the league. So it would make no sense for them to let him go, just to go somewhere else and do the same thing that he's been doing for the Buccaneers. He loves the city. He loves everything about the team, and he has a house. I think he built a whole house there, so it's a no brainer. But for him to get that kind of money from them, I think is a great thing. They're honoring him, being a great player, great ambassador for for the Buccaneers, and he's earned it, man. He's earned it. He's a champion. I think he's 31, or is going to be 31 this coming season, and he still got some years. He still got some time left in the NFL. So the Buccaneers were a playoff team last year. I think, made it to the divisional round. They get Baker Mayfield back. You never know, man. I didn't think they was going to be in the playoffs, but they found a way. Mike Evans was still a very valuable piece for that franchise, and they're paying him like the top receiver, the Hall of Fame receiver that he is. So special kudos to him. I hope he does extremely well, these next 2 years, and maybe get another payday from him. But it's a great thing to see guys like him, who's been consistent, who's never really missed any games, be rewarded with that kind of money.
Cravante, Mike Evans, model of consistency. Speaking of draft, living up to his draft pick, I think he was like number 7 when he was drafted in that great 2016 draft, I believe. Or
Was
like 2014.
was
Something
he
like that.
in Odell Beckham's draft?
It was like Odell, him. Yeah, it was a lot of receivers that draft.
Him and Stephon. I think it was him, Stephon, Odell, something like that.
Yeah,
that's a hell of a class.
Wow. Yeah, looking back, it's crazy. But I think, I mean, if you want to talk about consistency, I think he might have been the best of the three. Of course, Odell came onto the scene crazy early, but Mike Evans was able to sustain throughout his career. And while the other two pretty much, had quarterbacks, at various points of their careers, but I feel like Mike Evans before Tom Brady, god damn, he Jameis Winston? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's playing with some subpar quarterbacks, and he was consistently receiving the ball. Like, he was still getting 1,000 yards. Like, it's almost as if he did it in his sleep. Like, every year, like, he's very, very, very consistent. And for him to be able to do that, one, injuries, you need to have the football God's blessings to be able to play enough games to put up those type of numbers. So he's doing pretty well with that. He's able to still remain relevant in a league like similar to the NBA, where we all see the transition of the 3-point shot in the NFL, we've seen the transition in passing the ball a lot. And Mike Evans has still been able to keep up with the best receivers in the league throughout the years and still been able to receive the ball at a high level. He led the league. What he was tied for receiving touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? And he's, according to NFL standards and wide receiver standards, he's over the hill. He's on the wrong side of 30, but he absolutely deserved the contract that he got from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's the most consistent thing that Tampa Bay has ever had, pretty much. And very, 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 very happy for him. I know there was rumors that he may potentially leave, but I don't think it wouldn't even look right or feel right for him to be in any other uniform. And also, at this point, hell, get Baker Mayfield, run it back one more time. They won the South. You know what I'm saying? And Baker Mayfield's gonna get a payday. He's not gonna get a crazy payday, but I think the combination worked. And Mike Evans, if I had one word to describe him, Byron, we've been saying it on and off. Consistency. He's another Hall of Famer. Will be when it's all said and done. He will be a Hall of Famer. And like Rod said, the best, the best receiver franchise history.
Yeah, model of consistency, as you mentioned, Cravante. And they did lose Dave Cannell, the offensive coordinator, to Carolina, so we'll see how that impacts the offense. But running back, Mayfield, Evans, I believe Godwin is still there, so we'll see what happens with them as well. One more NFL note. Let's get to the combine. I know, Cravante, you're going to talk a little bit more about this in Goofies, but anything that stood out to you during the combine? Any players, anybody who hurt themselves, who helped themselves? And what the hell is going on with Caleb Williams, man? Why is he so damn?
I
Why is
don't
he a loser?
know,
That's how they
bro.
do it in PG County.
At this point, I'm not even sure anymore. The pick for the Bears is getting harder and harder the closer we get to the draft, because God damn it, Caleb, you just can't play this straight. It's got to be all you giving controversy before you even get into the NFL. I don't think this is as easy as a slam dunk pick for the Bears anymore, because Caleb is giving reasons. He's giving cause to pause. So I listen. I don't know. I'm glad I'm glad that we're in the second spot, and we don't have that type of pressure, because it's like you don't want to pass on Caleb because of the talent. But gosh, he has some goofy tendencies, doesn't he, Raj? Like,
Man,
what is going on? And
I don't trust USC quarterbacks. Matt Leinart, Sam Darnold. I just don't trust. I don't trust them, bro.
butt fumble.
But Mr. Butt Fumble, I do not trust them.
Mark
He should have. He should have been quiet. Honestly, I don't need to hear from him. I don't need. I'll be honest with you. He shouldn't even been there. I don't need to hear from him. I don't need to see him. He's over there being goofy, talking to people. Like, bro, you're the number one pick. You're gonna be the number one pick regardless. Just shut up and say nothing.
Bro.
Say less.
Now
I don't know if he's gonna be the number one pick now. He might actually go to the Commanders now easily.
And that's now scary. That's scary now, because I've been telling y'all for the better part of 2 years that, like, yo, I want Caleb. I want Caleb Williams back at home to and play for the Commanders. And now I'm not sure. He has a lot of goofiness in him, and I don't know if it's camp, or if it's his pops, or if
he's immature, bro. That's what I think it is.
And that's what I'm scared of. I'm scared of that type of player being in charge. Basically, he's going to run your franchise. He's the CEO. He has a prominent position in your franchise. And that's terrifying, because the number one overall pick, we've seen teams miss a number one overall, and it's destroys your franchise for at least the next 3 years, because that's, you got to recover.
We see immaturity too. We see immaturity run rampant for the first overall pick as well. A la Ryan Leaf, Jamarcus Russell. Granted, they weren't, the greatest of quarterbacks, but still they were extremely immature because they thought they had everything going for them. They thought they was this, that, and the third, and they weren't what they thought they was. I'm not saying that Caleb Williams is not going to be a great player in the NFL. I'm just saying that, he might have to slow his roll a little bit. It was a difference between Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud, if you get what I'm saying. And Caleb Williams he just gotta remain humble, man. Just remain humble. That's all he really needs to do.
Now, Raj, remember it might have been last week when we were talking about it. I was talking about the NIL stuff. It's really hard to come in the game humble when you got more money than a lot of the dudes in the NFL. It's tough, and when you have that talent, I trying to imagine. I know it's tough to remain humble and remain grounded, and I would think and I would hope that his father would keep him grounded and keep him down there, but the way it's looking, it's like what I don't know, but I don't want the rude awakening to happen for him in the NFL because it's hard to recover. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you come in humble. So if you get knocked down, all right, you just get back up. But if you come in with your chest poked out and you get knocked down, it's a little bit harder to get back up because you like, I wasn't supposed to ever be knocked down. Right. Instead of knowing and understanding that, yeah, you get knocked down here. Everybody here is on your level. You know what I'm saying? So, but you said lose. You said winners and losers, or we talking about losers, Byron?
Whatever you want to talk about. It don't have to be. It could be losers. It could be winners. It could be both.
So again, I'll talk about this a little bit more in Goofies, but I think Drake May is a loser in this, but he's a loser for not participating because I feel like the consensus is that Caleb Williams is number 1 overall, right? So, that means 2 is open. And once I found out that Jaden Daniels wasn't going to perform, oh snap, I'm in there. If I'm Drake May, I'm thinking if I look at all these, rankings and listen to all these pundits, the consensus is that Caleb Williams is 1. And then it's me or Jaden Daniels, depending on who you talk to. Some people have Jaden Daniels higher, some people have Drake May higher. But that would have been my opportunity to stake my claim as the number 2 guy and push Caleb possibly for number 1, but stake my claim for number 2. Because, with this whole NFL thing, sports in general, what have you done for me lately? What was the last thing you were able to do? Now, I understand everybody's pro day. Everybody's like, we're not going to do the NFL Combine. We're just going to do the pro day. And that's cool. But my thing is, I think if you have the opportunity, if you're close with other players at your position and you have the opportunity to separate yourself, I think you take it. I feel like you should take it. But Drake May followed suit, and after Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels, and said, "Oh, I'm not performing there either." Like, bro, what? That was your chance. That was your chance to say, "Hey, I'm better than Jaden Daniels. Commanders pick me." I felt like that was your opportunity, but he missed. He chose to not. He chose to not partake, and I think I thought that was weird. I thought Drake May, after Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams said they wasn't going to perform, I was like, oh, Drake May's definitely performing because this is a chance to separate. But he followed suit. I'm like, I guess he's cool with being top 3. I guess he's cool with it, which is all right. But I just feel if you have the opportunity, if the opportunity presents itself, take it.
Right.
Well, you already know who stood out for me. It was that dude Xavier Rhodes, man. Breaking the. Well, I'm sorry, Xavier Rhodes. Xavier Worthy. He was very worthy of the moment on Saturday when he broke the 40 dash record for what was it 4.21, I believe
421.
is that's the new record that he set for the combine. Very fast brother. Wasn't really on the radar as much, but now he's on everybody's radar. So I don't expect him to yeah, there you go. I don't expect him to
That boy was
be
flying. That boy was flying.
I don't expect him to be, past the second round. I think he's getting picked probably in the mid, 20s or probably before that. But he stood out most at the combine. Who else did I like? It was another cat that everybody was talking about. What was his name? Coleman, I think, or was it Keon Coleman? I believe.
The
He
wide
didn't.
receiver.
Florida
Yeah,
State.
Florida State. He didn't have a great 40 time at all. But when they was throwing the football on drills, he made some extremely great catches. He might be one of those players that might get in the second round just because he had a terrible 40 time, but he might be a sneaky pick for somebody in the second or third round. But it was a lot of other players that I can't name that I saw that looked pretty good in the combine. But mostly all the offensive tackles look great from what I'm hearing, all of them. So if the Ravens don't pick up one, I got a serious issue with that. And the quarterbacks that did participate look pretty good as well. So it was a good, productive weekend, man. Can't wait for the draft to come. Can't wait for the player profiles to be made on this channel so I can get more in depth of what's going to happen. But it was all in all, it was a good, productive weekend. Free agency is next, and I'm pretty sure we'll be talking about down the line the 18 game schedule that the NFL might be trying to do in the near future.
Right.
As
And,
Jersey J
and
comes back at the perfect time. Go, Devontae.
so to Roger's point, I think obviously the biggest winner is Xavier Worthy. First of all, this brother's first attempt was a 4.25. His first attempt was a 4.25. Brother, you know me? I'd have took my cleats off and walked and went home. Like, bro, y'all seen that? I wouldn't even ran the 40 again. But I think that says something about Xavier Worthy that I could do better. Like, I got this. And usually when people run their first or second, it's usually about the same, or it may be a little bit better. And most of the time it's a little bit worse. He ran a 4.25 and then ran a 4.21. Like, bro, you're wild. And he was dapping. And I heard the story with I think TJ, who's your mama, was down there. Hushman Zada was down there, and he congratulated him because he didn't even know. But after his first one, everybody was dapping him up like, yeah, hey, 4.25, you crazy fast, brother. You taking your cleats off? And he like, I'm going again. What? What are we saying? You a 4.25? Bro, I don't need I take my shoes off and wouldn't do no interviews, bro. Like, that's how cocky I'm finna be. I'm finna Deion Sanders this situation. Don't talk to me if you're not top 5. You understand? But he did not let that get to his head, and he got back on the back on the track and ran that thing again, and he ran it faster than anybody's ever run it on the NFL Combine stage, which is crazy. Big ups to him. I think he's probably more of a second round wide receiver, but with that 4.2, he might have jumped into the back end of the first round. And guys, check this out. Y'all know who's at the bottom of the first round? The Kansas City Chiefs.
Here you go. Not another cheater.
The Baltimore Ravens. You know what I'm saying? So it is going to be I'm terrified.
Matter of fact,
I'm terrified.
See if you can find Eric DeCosta's look when he saw him run that speed.
He jumped.
There did.
He jumped.
There is a picture. There is a picture on
He
X.
jumped. Yo, bro. Eric DeCosta. Woo!
Bro, I disagree with you. I don't think he makes the bottom.
Top 10, Dre? I think top 10.
That type of speed, bro. In today's NFL, he got himself possibly in the top 10.
I know where he's going at too. To the Raiders. To the Raiders.
Yeah, that is a Raider. That's right there. You're right. That's right with the Raiders.
That is a Raider move.
But
that is a Raider move.
No, I mean, could I see him, like you said, to replace Cheetah with Kansas City? Yeah, but with that type of speed, nah, bro. Like the minute you see that type of speed in today's NFL, you're thinking instantly that CJ2K, that Tyreek Hill, you're thinking about like those type of guys. So you're like, you know what? He's going to get drafted off of speed alone, and then they'll catch him up with the other intangibles. But that speed in today's game, that boosted him instantly. And I think to answer the question about the NFL Combine, I know for somebody who this question doesn't even go to is Caleb Williams, because he said, you ain't pricking me, you ain't doing none of that stuff, whatever they do, because he said you seen the tape, you know what it is, and you gonna draft me regardless, whether it's the Commanders, whether it's the Bears, somebody gonna draft me. So it is what it is. That's ownership that's taking back, power as far as the players. Honestly, I mean, because the combine, I mean, I don't really get it, because compared to other sports, like in the NBA, you have workouts that you do. Baseball, you just have you just get drafted and you just go to wherever. But I think the NFL is the only one that really does this extraness about the combine, and we only really get hyped up about a couple things. The guys 40, and then seeing my boy Rich Eisen do the 40 with them. Did he even do it this year with the guys, or is he slowing down with doing the 40 with the gentlemen?
Well, I don't think he did it, because I think
I haven't.
He might have did it, but I'm not sure. But I do know this. And since you're on here, Dre, we did give news over the weekend about certain passing of a ESPN reporter, Chris Mortensen. I think around that time. So I don't think they were doing the 40. But yeah, man.
Rest in peace to Greg.
Rest in peace to him.
Dre, real quick, I want to get your thoughts on the Russell Wilson situation, Mike Evans, Jason Kelce retiring as well.
Jason Kelce, we kind of figured that this was going to happen. You heard rumors about it at the end of the season, so it was kind of no surprise that he did. But I mean, great career, man. I mean, you think about him, and now you see what if Jeff Saturday has been able to transition. I think that Jason Kelce will be able to do the same thing. I mean, him and Travis already have the podcast going. I know Travis is the more flashier one, but Jason's still funny too. I mean, though Jason's kind of quiet, reserved, Jason still is kind of like funny in his own right. So you already see the Eli and Peyton, the Manning brothers, doing collaborative work. I can see the Kelce brothers already doing that. Like I said, they already have the podcast going. And Jason Kelce was really the heart and soul of that offense. I know a lot of the times we think about the positions like tight end, wide receiver, quarterback, running back, but we do a lot of the times forget about the men who are doing the dirty work right there on that old line. And for him to be in that center position and to be able to hold it down as long as he did, he was able to get a ring out of it and go to another Super Bowl against his brother. So great career for him as far as Jason Kelce. You said, Byron, what was Russ? About Russ, we knew that the Denver Broncos were going to cut him, but I mean, to be at $85 million for a dead cap hit is just asinine to me. When the brother had like 26 touchdowns, 9 interceptions this past season. So it wasn't like he had a bad season. The team just sucked. I think they had a 8-9 record this past year. So yeah, there you go. So like he's not washed. That's the thing. Like people are saying that Russ is washed. No, he's not. He's not washed. It's just that Sean Payton can't coach. I don't think he's the same. I don't think he's the same coach that he think he was when he was in New Orleans. And then the way he treated Russ, I just don't know as a free agent how you would want to go to a situation like that when he's belittling this man in front of national TV several times, yelling at him. Then I remember he yelled at him. Then it turned around and yelled at him some more. Like if this had been anybody else, he knows that wouldn't have slid. He wouldn't have done that to no Drew Brees. You see how Travis Kelce did Andy Reid. He know he ain't pulling up on Travis Kelce like that. It's just some people. I just know that he just know like he wouldn't even dare try that too. But because it's Russell and Russell always tries to be politically correct, then he felt like he could do that to Russell Wilson. But no, I mean Sean Payton. I mean I hope that him and the Denver Broncos. I said it when. The first time that they did this to Russ, and I'm gonna keep saying it until this man goes. I don't want the Denver Broncos to win a damn thing, and I hope that they keep losing, and I hope that they're losers as long as that man is coaching, because what they did to that good man is utterly ridiculous and just flat out wrong to me.
Really bad. Really.
Nah, cause that's not right, bro. Like I just don't like that. You come in there and you act like you're supposed to help Russ, and then you sit over there on national TV, you yelling, but you getting blown out by 70. 70 in an NFL game, and you have the audacity to sit over here and cut Russell Wilson. Somebody needs to cut your ass. How about that? I would have told him wear that damn hat. I would have told him wear that hat, that whistle, and all that shit could have went. There belittling that Hall of Fame quarterback, and you think you a Hall of Fame coach because you were over there on the backs of a Hall of Fame quarterback. Hey, get your ass up out of here, man.
Don't worry, his ass is he's gonna get got.
I hope he do.
Out of there.
I'm sorry, Byron. I think you had one more question for
just
me.
Mike Evans real quick. No, I appreciate it.
Mike Evans. You know what? I'm not mad at him for staying. I mean, that type of money, you can't turn that down. But I mean, the Bucks. I mean, he's been there for 10 years. They had a pretty good season, and they're in the division where it's possible for them to win again. And he already has a Super Bowl ring. So, hey, man, brother, get what Young Dolph say? Young nigga get paid. Young nigga get paid. So go ahead and get paid, young nigga.
Appreciate that, Dre. Raj, I have one for you, especially for you. I gotta put this up. I'm sure you heard, as you are the meat man. I gotta break some news to you. And you are at the Ravens games a lot.
Yeah.
According to Jeff Drieback, Ravens will have new food, beverage, and hospitality partners at M&T Bank Stadium starting in 2024, as Aramark is now gone. They haven't announced who the new vendor will be, Raj, but your thoughts on the meat being changed at
shit.
M&T Bank?
I don't know what to expect, man. You mean to tell me I'm not gonna be able to get my damn chicken tenders and fries no damn more?
You will just buy a different company. That's all.
The prices are gonna go up through the roof now. It's gonna be more than just $12.
I think Aramark does Morgan, right? I know they did DSU at one point. Because remember, Magic Johnson's with them. Your boy, Smiling Magic.
Yeah, I'm about to say this Magic Johnson.
Magic is with them. But hold on, Magic owns the Commanders too. So he's with both the Ravens and the Commanders now, selling food.
Get
Yeah,
that money. Get that money,
baby.
Get that money, baby.
Aramark is gone, so no more magic food.
I don't know
You just
how.
have-
Well, when that time comes and when I'm going to these games this season coming up, I'll let you know how the food is, man.
that's
But
the first question we're gonna have for you.
yeah, that's probably gonna be the first question. But
Hey, Shaq is at CFG. Magic
I-
Johnson and that smile at M&T.
I just
with the new renovations as well to go with it.
well, they're not going to be all the way done. You know, it's just going to be year one. I think it's a 3-year process, but this is year one into the renovations. This is one of them, by the way, with the food. I didn't know that part, but thank you for the clarification, Byron. But yeah, man, I just wish that the food is good. Hopefully the food is better. Hopefully it's not pricey. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it's a reasonable price. But all the renovations that they're going to have coming up for this damn stadium, I just wish they added a roof to it. Why couldn't they add a roof? A roof would have been fantastic. But
Why?
I mean, what you mean? Why? You know how cold it was in that damn
Yes.
divisional game.
I know
last
how
season?
cold it was, and I told your ass I wasn't going to the goddamn game because it was so cold.
Either way, it was cold as shit outside. I wish they added a roof. I mean, come on now. I mean,
Y'all tripping.
this is Baltimore, baby. It's Baltimore. I mean,
Yes, ball
it
so
gets
hard.
it
University.
freezes around January.
Yes, play in the cold.
Tripping.
No,
Tripping. Y'all tripping.
me, I'm tripping or Dre tripping.
Nah, both of y'all cold out there. No roof. I ain't got no roof. Look at y'all. Nah, we cool. I'm cool.
You don't got
brother.
no damn roof either.
I didn't say
And I
I
don't
would
be
out
there. And I don't be there.
I
And
didn't say I
don't
would
be
be
there.
out there. I said let them play in it. Give them
Nah.
that element. But I'm not going out there.
No. I'm
said-
done. I'm done. I'm
They can
done with
play.
the elements.
I'm watching
I'm
the
done
phone.
with the elements. I don't need no more elements. There's too much elements. I need a roof. That's what I need. So Brian and Scott, if you hear me, if you ever watch this damn podcast, get a damn roof on the stadium, man. Find a way. Use your hair and get us roof on that stadium, brother.
Not use your hair. Use your hair
Yes,
as well.
use your hair and your
Oh,
influence.
you know, I just seen Tate this weekend, man, and we still
That's
had that.
You
not
always
his
see
name. That's
Always
not
see
his
this
name.
fool.
Is he ever coming back on the show? That's what I want. I don't care about you seeing him. You always
Man,
When he's out of
man,
office.
you
Probably
know,
when he's out of office.
you know, he be giving the politically correct answer. Yeah, brother. And
Tell
then
him
it's
he's
like
trying to get
that's why I call him Tate. That's why I call him Tate, man. Yeah. But still, always want to have that LeBron and Jordan debate with me.
Who you play basketball with him?
You said, would I play basketball with him?
No, I said, do you play basketball with him? Because I know he likes to play basketball.
Nah, I don't play basketball with him. I'd beat him anyway.
I doubt it.
Raj, I want to get your thoughts real quick on AEW. I know we had AEW Revolution last night, Sting's final match, and it looks like Cody has accepted The Rock's challenge to a tag match on night 1 of Mania as well.
I just want to say this, man. I really didn't say too much last night on a live stream when it came to Sting's match. Just because everything that was done leading up to it, I just thought that Tony Khan did a phenomenal job hosting Sting, bringing Sting in the company, and giving Sting the proper send-off that I wish a lot of other wrestlers would get, during that time period. I think this might have been the best I've ever seen a wrestler get. And that's including The Undertaker. That's including Shawn Michaels. That's including Stone Cold Steve Austin. I've really never seen a wrestler get as much props and as much love and as much admiration as I've seen Sting get last night. And it just brought a tear to my eye, to be honest with you. It was great to see him wrestle that last match. It was great to see him still able to do everything that he wanted to do in the ring, still being of sound and mind, and still out there helping people get over. You know what I'm saying? Helping the Young Bucks look great, helping Darby Allin along the way. I just thought that Sting, man, although his WWE run was small and it wasn't the way we all wanted it to be, I thought that AEW did a fantastic job of ending his story the correct way. And I just wish that more wrestlers would get that type of treatment. Hopefully going forward they do, after watching what Sting did last night. But it was a great tribute, man. A great tribute, a great match. And it was a fantastic pay-per-view. for that occasion.
And let's get your thought on your boy, the Rock, real quick before I go over to the Tribal Chief Dre. Like I said, looks like we're getting that tag match on night one. And if Cody and Seth win, Bloodline ban, Rock and Roman win, Bloodline rules on night two. Raj, how you feel about that whole situation percolating a little bit?
I love it, man. I love what The Rock did on Friday, coming out with the 21-minute Instagram video explaining the whole situation of how we've gotten from point A to point B. Everybody's been asking, like, why did The Rock do this? Why did The Rock do that? Is he trying to steal Cody's shine? It was nothing like that. The Rock explained it in detail. I love that they added pictures to it. It was fantastic. And then on top of that, coming out on Friday Night SmackDown and just adding more fuel to the fire with the tag match and the stipulation. I just thought that was fantastic as well. I'm really feeling it. I'm digging it. It gives a mark of unpredictability, to this match on Saturday, this tag match. So it's just great, man. It really is. Everybody thought that it was going to be just one of those WrestleManias where, oh yeah, The Rock is here. He's just going to steal the show and he's going to, bury this person, that person, whatever. Nah, man. I think they're going to put over Cody in the biggest way at WrestleMania weekend, and The Rock figured out a way to do it. So it's gonna be really fun to see that tag match. It's gonna be fun to see what happens in it, and especially going into Sunday with Cody versus Roman. I definitely want to see just how Cody wins, or possibly get screwed. But I think he's gonna win. I don't think that's gonna happen. So The Rock did a fantastic job, man. And of course, Cody and Seth are going to accept the tag match. I mean, what else are they going to do? Say no? They're not going to say no to The Rock. Nobody says no to The Rock except James Gunn in DC. But that's a whole nother story. But other than that, man, it was a great Friday for The Rock and for WWE.
Now,
Dre, I know you enjoyed The Rock acknowledging Roman.
I didn't see AEW with Raj, and that's partly my fault. I should have hit you up, brother, to see if you were still going to Jimmy's.
Yeah, James came through. Dre, James was there.
Yeah, but I was hanging out with my god sister last night, so I don't get a chance to really hang out with her too often. But so that's where I was at, man. But I mean, I'm glad that from what you said that AEW did a great job with Sting, and even WWE today, though they didn't have a video or anything like that commemorating Sting, they did acknowledge him during the broadcast. Michael Cole did say something about Sting, so everybody recognizes that the Sting really legit is the icon. When it comes to professional wrestling and everything that he's done. He's one of those people that no matter if you were a wrestling fan or not, you know who Sting is. So great career. And the only thing with Sting, I just wish we would have gotten that Undertaker and Sting match after all these years. I mean, we were so close to getting it. Damn you, Seth Rollins. But so we didn't get it. But the Rock on SmackDown, man. We talked about in the chat. The Rock is doing some of the best work, man. We've talked about a lot of wrestlers doing some great work, but right now The Rock, I mean, acknowledging the Tribal Chief, talking about what the bloodline is cooking. I mean, the whole thing is just you just see it. It's just like this build up. We were wondering about The Rock's heel turn, but now it's just this thing is rolling, baby. I'm loving it. Paul Heyman is now into the Hall of Fame too, so hats off to him. And I got a prediction, guys. Well, it might be a little too early, but I think what happens is I think Cody and Seth win on night one. They win the tag match. Cody pins Roman Reigns to get the victory. But then night two, he loses to Roman Reigns. somebody's going to screw him over. I don't know if it's going to be Seth. I don't know if it's going to be Jay. I don't know if it's going to be somebody new that they debut from the bloodline. But somebody, some way, somehow, I think Cody loses night. I think he wins night 1, but loses night 2 and gets screwed over. And the bloodline continues. And so Roman can beat Hogan's record. I don't think they lose back to back. I think that's just not gonna happen. I don't think.
Yeah, you got Tama Tonga coming to WWE. He's signed, so he could be part of the bloodline. A lot of ways they can go with it, Dre.
And then there was somebody else that they were talking about. I think it's Jacob Fatu was the
you got
one.
Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, you got Rikishi's other son, Zilla Fatu. You got all the Fatus. So we'll see what happens. We'll definitely we'll do more WrestleMania content as we get a little bit closer as the card is shaping up. I think they got a match next week to determine Gunther's opponent. So
man, we already know it's gonna be Sami Zayn, so it's like okay.
Might be Chad Gable though.
No, I think it's gonna be Chad Gable, man.
Might be Chad Gable.
Really?
They might be doing the whole Rocky thing with Chad Gable.
But I mean, if Chad Gable was to beat him, I would be shocked. But
I wouldn't be. It's a perfect story to end on because he's already fought him before. He's came close, I think, twice of beating him.
Yeah.
I think this is the time to give him the belt and take it off of Gunther.
I see. Yeah, because it's too early to give it to somebody like Andrade or Braun Breaker.
It's unpredictable as well.
Yeah.
Or they could somehow make it a multi-man match. We'll see what happens. But WrestleMania is less than 35 days away. I think we're at 33 days from WrestleMania. And a great time for wrestling. AEW with the Sting last match. Mercedes coming in a couple weeks. Okada. We got the AEW Dynasty announced last night. So we'll be shilling out $50 more next month, Raj, for another AEW pay-per-view after 2 nights of WrestleMania.
Well, I will not be at Jimmy's for that Dynasty. I will be somewhere in an undisclosed location. But I'll still watch the pay-per-view, but I just no, that's too close. Just too close. I gotta space those pay-per-views out a little bit.
Money out, yeah.
Hey man, I hope the build goes well for them. WWE does it, they'll have more storylines hopefully going into it. Cavante, you ready to get goofy, brother? I know you've been chilling out back there, but let's get goofy, brother. You ready? Okay, let's get goofy in here. Let's bring them out. It's time for Cavante's Goofies of the Week.
Gosh, something wrong here.
Well, now that's goofy.
Again, another week. We are here. Let's jump right into it. Welcome, good people, to Goofies of the Week, sponsored by the Flex Zone. Appreciate you guys for giving me a little bit of time to let me tell the good people what I thought was goofy this particular week. Y'all know my levels of goofiness. We have the low-level goofy, where it's funny, we laugh, we kiki, we joke about it, we laugh about it in the hopes that it does not become a higher level of goofiness, which is the high level of goofiness, where we've gone too far. We have to congregate, we have to get together, we have to find out who, what, where, when, and why. We have to answer all these questions to figure out why did this particular event or person or thing become so goofy. So I have a couple things I wanted to talk about. I'm gonna talk about one we talked about recently in this show. We talked about both of them recently, but I'm going a little bit more in depth. I think the Denver Broncos might be, and it varies by the years and it varies by the goofiness that these NFL teams continue to do. But I think the Denver Broncos have got to be one of the goofier franchises, at least for the front office. And granted, it's not their fault, the current ownership and the current front office, but given up. My gosh. And I believe, Byron, was John Elway in charge of that? Is he still in charge of it? Where is John Elway?
He's somewhere still a part of the team. I'm going to get his exact title, but he's still a part of the ownership.
Because I feel like when that Russ thing happened, wasn't he like one of the main pieces in that?
I believe he did pull the trigger on that trade.
And then he disappeared, right?
Yeah.
So, I think the Denver Broncos have been very, very goofy with one how they handled the Russell Wilson. No, not the. They handled the the Russell Wilson situation by basically sicking Sean Payton on him, really knowing doggone well Russell Wilson is not a confrontational person. He's not a rah guy. He's let's ride. That's it. That's the most rah you gonna get out of him. And for to have Sean Payton basically put him down, yell at him, make him feel less than on national television was absolutely absurd. And then they turned around. Well, I don't know if it was before that or after that. I think it might have been before that to ask this brother to for some cap help, as if and take, I guess, like a pay cut. And Russell Wilson kindly said no. Now, if he's anybody else, they probably would have said hell no. But there's Russ, and Russ still stayed firm, 10 toes down, and said hell no. And they immediately, I feel like they retaliated after Russell Wilson. And I don't think that's cool. And I respected Sean Payton as a head coach, but after that mishap with Russell Wilson, I don't care for the brother. He's lost some credibility with me because he handled that situation very, very, very poorly. And I don't know if he got the okay from the higher ups to do that, or if he went out there on his own free will. But nonetheless, he looks terrible, as well as the organization looked terrible. Especially at the beginning of the year when, again, the 70 piece got laid down on them. Now, as the year went on, Russ started looking a little better until the whole situation where they benched them. So to keep him healthy, because all signs showed that they're either going to try to trade him or they're going to cut him. Now, obviously, nobody's going to bite on the trade scenario because everybody knows you don't want him. So everybody's just going to wait for y'all to ultimately do what y'all just did. And that was cut him. And in cutting him, y'all have to eat the biggest dead cap hit in history, if I'm not mistaken, Byron, in $85 million. Because y'all guaranteed this man, I don't even remember what the contract was, but it was a lot of money, especially in the first 3-4 years of a 5-year deal, if I'm not mistaken. But Russell Wilson handled it like a champ, handled it how he was supposed to. So you keep that money coming, because at the end of the day, whether you cut him or not, you got to pay him. You got to pay him. So that's one. Next, I'm not sure what's going on. Well, I think let's talk it out. I think I know what's going on, because my initial question was, I'm not sure what's going on with the elite talent of the NFL Combine participating. And we're talking about, Caleb Williams. We're talking about Jaden Daniels. We're talking about Drake May. Marvin Harrison Jr. and Byron, I heard that he's not even participating in the pro day either. Which is crazy. Malik Neighbors also not a participant. So I feel like, let me see how do I put this. Let's talk this out. I think I at this point, well, I don't know where Raj is. At this point, I'm blaming everything on NIL. at all these attitude changes, being dismissive, all types of stuff. I'm blaming this on the NIL deals too, because Caleb Williams not hurting for money. You remember back in the day when guys come out of college and they forego whatever year they got left, or if they're a senior, they go on to the draft, they enter the draft, and they participate in everything because that NFL bag is crazy. And they need that NFL bag. They want that NFL bag. But it's a little different when you come into a situation and you don't need it. Yes, you want it. Ultimately, you do want to play professional football, and that's for all of these guys I just named. You do want to play professional football, but a lot of them is making a lot of money. For those of y'all that don't know, word on the street was Caleb Williams was his salary. I can't even say salary. His earnings was I want to say a top 5 earning of the whole campus. That includes Lincoln Riley, and that includes the president of the university. Yeah, Rod. You made Raj. I just made Raj leave. I just made Raj leave. He was a top 5 entire university. The entire university. Caleb Williams was a top 5 earner. So I say all that to say, going into the combine and having leverage, because the consensus is that you're the number 1 overall pick, and also having the leverage that you don't really need, you're not hurting for money right now, is like he has his leverage and he is using it. He also he not gonna have an agent. Also, I believe his dad or somebody in his camp is going to be negotiating on his behalf. He's the first overall. He's going to be the first overall pick, so I guess he's in the position to be able to do that. But my gosh, and all the NFL norms, Caleb Williams and his camp are going to try to push all NFL norms, and I'm not sure that's the best thing for an NFL franchise, especially one that's picking in the top 5. So, I said this earlier. I feel like Drake is a loser in the NFL Combine because I thought that was an opportunity to close the gap between him and Caleb Williams, and also separate himself from Jaden Daniels. Marvin Harrison, I feel like probably was the best prospect out of the whole draft, and I don't think he's participating in anything. I don't think he's doing the pro day or the NFL Combine, but we'll see about the pro day. But Marvin Harrison probably feels like he made all his money because remember back early before the year ended, they were saying how much money he was projected to make, and he was projected to make similar money to what his draft position would have been. So he comes in with leverage. Malik Neighbors does the same thing. I'm just feeling like we're losing. We're losing what this all means. Nobody wants to compete anymore. Rod, Byron, Dre, they don't want to compete anymore. And it's crazy right now. And I think that all goes to what we've been saying for the past, I don't know how many years. That the sports are getting soft. Sports are getting soft. Nobody wants to compete. And it's like I feel like we're losing a little something when the top players don't want to compete. We see these things happen in the All-Star games. Just like Drake, you always say, baseball got it. Baseball is the only one pretty much that got it right. And they got it right on a consistent basis. But the lack of competition from the top players is what's killing the NBA All-Star game. And I feel like that's the road we're going down with the NFL Combine. Now, cool. You want to sit out a pro day? I'm sorry. You want to sit out a bowl game? Whatever. But I'm saying combine, pro days, like combine. The combine is not going to be a combine anymore. The combine is legit for guys who are not top guys. Those guys that leverage picks are just not going to. They're not going to compete at the combine. They're going to do their interviews. They'll do their medicals. Everybody except for Caleb Williams, apparently, and that's it. I don't know what it is, and it's like everybody now the pro days are going to be the new big thing, and they're going to find a way to make money off of that if they haven't done so already. LSU's pro day is going to be popping. USC's pro day is going to be popping, and we already know Ohio State's pro day is going to be popping, even without Marvin Harrison Jr. So it's not really much to do about it. It's just this is what I see happening to the game currently and what I think is going to happen moving forward. So the combine, the lack of competition is a very high level, Goofy. And I think Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos, I think they played everything about the Russell Wilson thing, they played wrong. From the compensation to the contract to getting rid of him. I think they played every part of it completely wrong. And this is over the course of 2 ownerships. But it is what it is. Very high level, Goofy. And y'all know my line. There's a thin line between Goofy and great, and all these brothers on the wrong end of it. You got to do better.
Of course. Something wrong here.
Man,
Well, now that's goofy.
I think that Caleb might have actually set a trend with the not doing medicals. So it wouldn't surprise me if some other draft picks moving forward, high end draft picks, will probably skip the medical part too, because once one person starts doing it, then everybody else is going to start being in that same trajectory. And I think that also, I think that you're right. And NIL messed this all up because a lot of these players are like, look, you have draft, you have the mock draft of where I'm supposed to be. You have tape. You know what I'm capable of. They might do a few throws, or they may not just be in the combine at all. They might just save their stuff for when they get drafted. So this could be the beginning of the end of the combine, like you said, Karate, maybe of the pro days too. We don't know. Or maybe they just move it all to a pro day instead of doing the combine. So I'm not sure what they exactly do. I know the combine, um, though Roger likes to call it men and drawers, but
No, I would
The
say, man,
underwear
no,
Olympics.
no,
Underwear
no,
Olympics.
no. The real term is niggas in underwear. Okay, that's the real term. Okay,
nevertheless, no. The combine, they said that they search everything. They look at like your medical history, check every joint on you. So that's the real reason for the whole combine. But it might be just a thing in the past. If you have people like Caleb Williams who don't want to participate in it, like you said, unless you really, really try to get drafted, then the combine might be the saving grace of it, so that way others can get in. But uh, that might be something to look out for moving forward, like you said, Karate. And then um, again, with the way that the Broncos handled it, granted it was from management to management, but that people are calling this like the worst trade in NFL history. They're saying all types of things. It's like he wasn't a bust. Like that's what is killing me about this whole Russell Wilson thing. The man was not a bust. The team just had they had a bad coach the first year, so of course they stunk. And then the next year, you had this Hall of Famer who's supposed to come in and help them turn it around, and I don't know if he just legit Russ just rubbed him the wrong way, or if Russell may have stole his woman or something back in the day. I don't know what in the world happened, but this man just did not like Russell Wilson and let the whole world know, hey, I don't rock with this man. Get him up out of here, even if it is a stupid decision that we're just going to have to eat nearly $100 million of dead cat money
which means we're gonna suck for a couple more years because we're tired of paying this man. If that was the case, why would you take the job? And not only would you take the job, why would you take it, cut him, and knowing that it's going to be a dead cap hit that high, which is higher than even the next person? So it's stupid from jump.
Egos.
It's
Coaches
just
have egos too.
they do, and but it's stupid at the end of the day. And that's
Yes,
what it is. It's stupid. It's just flat out stupid.
I agree.
Episode
in all
431, bro.
caps.
What can the people expect for episode 431?
Hopefully not stupidity like this mug done put out there cutting Russ, knowing that it's going to be a hit, like a cap hit like that. Next week, NBA playoff push as we get closer and closer. March Madness is coming up, so those are some things to look forward to. And then also with this on the road to WrestleMania, you never know what The Rock is going to come up with.
He will be on SmackDown on Friday. Executive producer, co-founder Andre Melton, senior producer, captain of Goofy Ship, Cravante Bebe, Cravante Hurd. Draft profiles. We're gonna get started on them real soon, brother.
Yes, sir.
And of course, our social media producer, the Meat Man. He tells the people this.
That's right. You damn it. Go Google it. That's right. Great show as always. Check out the content. We had a lot of people on tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Through. Hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate all you guys. Gotta do this more often. But yeah, man. Usual videos throughout the week. AEW Dynamite on Wednesday. Gotta hear what Dylan has to talk about since he was at the show on Sunday. I'm pretty sure he'll have a whole spiel about it. And of course, just your typical news and updates. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get some news on the Ravens tomorrow for Justin Metabike, so be prepared for that, and some other things as well. So just stay tuned.
Yes, I have a big announcement Wednesday night. Actually, Wednesday is my official birthday, so we will be live.
Happy early birthday, boy!
We're having a birthday stream, so everybody come on through, join us, comment, join
How
us
old you
live.
turning? 24, man.
Hey, whatever you want to say, whatever age you can turn. We'll be live, so even if you don't like wrestling, just come on, say happy birthday, come kick it, come shoot the shit with us. We'll be talking about everything, watching Dynamite. We may even have some WWE 2K24 gameplay on the channel. We got a lot of things coming. So maybe making a purchase coming up tomorrow as well. So some new things coming to the channel. So stay tuned. For Wednesday, we'll be officially live. The guy's favorite host birthday stream, AEW Dynamite. Raj will be here, I'm sure. May even have Dylan on talk about his experience at Revolution. A lot of fun stuff coming. And Raj, we got a big guest coming in 2 weeks, right? We got the girl Rita Hubbard.
Yeah, she'll be on March 18th. Can't wait to chop it